Hey everybody, and welcome back to our showdown sessions. I know this is definitely something that I had been doing when I was just making videos with my phone, and I want to go back to it. And today I got inspired. There's a Pokemon that's been chilling in the back for a long time in an icy cave, all by its lonesome self, and it's time for redemption for that Pokemon. Today we step back in the time machine for Generation 3 Overused. Here we go. As always, if you enjoy the music that we're kicking in today's show, drop a comment down below and let me know. Alright, so this video is inspired by Jimothy Cool. His link will be down below in the description. And Kimry, aka OMG, is Hyde. We are using Glalie today, and I got 5 really good games, and we're going to jump directly into them. They were actually played live, and I want to give you kind of all of my insight and commentary as we go. So let's go ahead and jump directly into it. So the very first game is actually... I don't want the music. Where is the music? I'll do this. I'll just turn the volume mixer off for opera. I can't do that. Interesting. I'm looking for where to turn the sound off. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. Alright, there we go. That's what I want. There we go. Sorry about that, guys. Alright. So, that's a little too loud. Let's turn that down a bit and turn this down a bit. There we go. Alright, so on the very first turn here, I decided to go out directly into my Moltres because I figured that Glalie's just going to talk. And what's really funny is this very first game, as I thought it was actually Jimothy Cool's Glalie team. You can use the Glalie team down below, by the way. He goes out to Perk to check my Moltres and gets met because I am that grass hole and take him out in one shot. Swampert matches up nicely against Jolteon as long as Hidden Power Grass is not around. He shows a Tyranitar. He shows a Charizard and I show a Tyranitar. Now, the biggest thing here is I am absolutely 100,000% mortified of the chance that this thing could be Belly Drum. And I know for a fact that I have to risk a Rock Slide regardless here, because I cannot risk a Belly Drum no matter what. Luckily it hits, we get a little bit of chip damage on Tyranitar. I do know that I can Dragon Dance and set up nicely against this, but I do have a Pert. And I'm starting to feel like every Tyranitar I come up against is Choice Banded. This one's obviously not because of switch moves. But I'm starting to feel that way. Take him out and wash him away with a Hydro Pump as he goes back into this Charizard. Once again, even if I have to lose my Swampert, I cannot risk him setting up a Belly Drum. It is a death sentence. So I have to risk it regardless of the damage range for Fire Blast, which there was nowhere in the cosmos I was ever living that Fire Blast. That's okay though. Now I'm going to show up on Moltres, and by the way, this runs so much better on Opera GX. You should totally download that. The link for that is also down below in the description. He shows a Gengar, which really doesn't do anything for me as I roar him out. Both Jolteon and Gengar super affect Moltres really easily and can take it down with even outthinking. Luckily, I still have Jolteon, which is ready to Volt Absorb this Thunderbolt from this oncoming Gengar. By the way, let me know in the comment section what your favorite ice-themed music is. I've always had a thing for Frostman for Mega Man 7. I have no idea why, but I've always liked it. He goes for a Hidden Power Grass. I set up a Dragon Dance. I'm like, you better hope I miss Rock Slide. But I don't. But I do flinch. I've been noticing, too, maybe it's a thing recently, in the most recent years, of defensive investment Gengar. I know it was very rare back before. I know I used it before to check, like, Gyarados and stuff back in Pokemon Net Battle days. But I don't really recognize it now. But the Gengar that I'm using on today's Jimothy Cool team is actually defensively oriented somewhat. Gengar is going to get paralyzed, but I can still blow up on this Jolteon. And now we have Glalie and Charizard versus Moltres and Jolteon. I'm going to sack my Moltres to the explosion, or so I thought, and now Charizard can easily revenge off Moltres, but the Sand takes it out first, and I get the matchup that I wanted, which is Jolteon versus Charizard, which I definitely come out on top, and that's game 1. Let's go ahead and jump into game 2 real quick. fade this real quick as I fade into game 2, because I don't want to... Because these are like live replays, so I'm actually reloading them each time. You know what I'm saying? Alright, so now we're going to go into game 2. And game 2 is up against Akane Ryun. I'm leading with my Glalie, he is leading with a Tyranitar. Now, the only way I'm okay with this, I'm going to taunt, just in case he wants to go for, like, Thunder Wave, or... Who uses Thunder Wave Tyranitar? Who am I kidding? I miss a Rock Slide. I should have gone directly into Pert. And I'm really starting to think every Tyranitar is Choice Banded. This one's not. I go for Focus Punch. I wanted to see what he'd switch into. Zapdos is what he goes into. Definitely favoring Zapdos in the matchup. I am going to go to Moltres just to get the Hidden Power Grass damage and free Sand damage, which really doesn't count because of leftovers, of course. So now, I'm going to Jolteon. He goes for Thunder. HP Ice probably is going to be met with a Special Wall, being Blissey, but I Baton Pass into Glalie, and what I'm hoping here is to stop some type of setup with Taunt, whether it be Thunder Wave, whether it be Toxic, as I taunt the Tyranitar. He tightens his focus, and I go to Pert. What a solid play on my opponent's part. Really good play to get rid of my Swampert. He tightens his focus again, and I just go for Ice Beam and get the freeze. This is such a great thematic fight for our freezing theme in the background. Also, I think Tundra Man from Mega Man 9 I really like as well. Ice Beam would have froze a second time. The second time after using it. That's crazy. That's 2 freezes back to back. Somebody leave the probability of that down below in the description. So now I'm going to roar out Blissey, and I'm just getting more team information as I Baton Pass into Moltres on this Skarmory. Now keep in mind I can Hidden Power Grass the Tyranitar, and now Blissey can continue to come in for free as I roar him out to Pert. There are so many times now with a Pert that Hidden Power Grass is such a good play, and he makes the optimal play going directly back out to Blissey, which isn't taking a whole lot, but I have gotten it down to just above half after all of the sand. Now, I really need to get my Tyranitar in, as it's the only other physical thing on this team. One thing too, Jim, I've noticed through the plays that maybe it's just my bad playing, but I've noticed in these 5 replays and the 8 to 10 matches I've played, this team really struggles with HP Grass Magneton, especially if Moltres is gone. There's not really a hard check to it, and Jolteon can't really damage it, and Swampert gets outsped and KO'd, and Glalie gets bodied. So, but I know you play Gen 3 a lot, so I'm sure you have better plays in order to prevent Magneton from not ravaging your team, but it's just something I noticed in playing. So Skarmory goes for a couple useless protects, I guess just to get its HP back above half, as the Blissey gets paralyzed, which is irrelevant because of Natural Cure, so that's not really going to help me in the slightest, as he swaps out to his own Gar on Explosion. This dude is playing me like an absolute fiddle, man. Like, I am getting destroyed. Jolteon comes in to face Gengar. I definitely don't have HP Grass. I'm just going to roar him out. Zapdos is almost taken down. I'm looking at this like Tyranitar has a really good chance to sweep. I feel like Moltres can do a bunch to his team, except, of course, the Zapdos is a problem, and this thing is going to stay around forever. If I can get Tyranitar in optimally, I can break through this thing. So I'm seeing an opportunity here, either through Baton Pass or just hard switching. Baton Pass is really optimal here, because I want to get up 1 Dragon Dance. I've got to start hitting things on this team, whether it be Skarmory, whether it be Pert. I've got to start avenging these things down. 49% no flinch roar, and there are spikes on the field, unfortunately. However, wearing down this team to the point of Dragon Dance Tyranitar sweep is really the optimal situation currently. Moltres is going to face Skarmory. By the way, guys, let me know if you like the scripted content, like my last video, or this one. I'm curious to see maybe if you want to mix a both, and I really don't do live content. Has it ever confused you that frozen Pokemon can still actually set up a Focus Punch? How can you tighten your focus when you're a frozen statue? I don't understand that. Luckily, I come in on another Thunderbolt, but with the Toxic and the Sand and the Spikes, it's still massively racking up. Especially after this Hidden Power, I'm not left with much HP at all to really do anything with. And I know I died to a Spike switch in, so I feel like he freely just goes out to whatever. Thunderbolt probably would have been better. I did score a crit on the oncoming HP Ice, but it didn't really help me. I know at some point I have to just throw this Tyranitar out hard. 42%. Luckily he did not freeze, and he did not go for Toxic. I see that it is a range, and we get it. Well, we don't miss the Rock Slide in the key, and now we face Zapdos. He's not going to miss a Thunder, of course. Would have been nice, because then, well, even if he missed a Thunder, Tyranitar would have died to HP Grass, so... This is the other thing. Looking at this team from this range right here, if you look at this particular situation, hold on, we live on 19%. I would like to alert everyone's attention to if this was Pitaya Berry Moltres. Just hear me out. This would die to Grass, this would die to Flamethrower, this would die to Grass, and this would die to an oncoming Flamethrower. Because Flamethrower does 85%. Now, I know Fire Blast is not optimal here. Also, you could also just run Fire Blast. Fire Blast would have knocked this out, and then I would have been able to revenge all three of these mons. But at some point, I feel like he probably would have tried to throw Tyranitar in to get unfrozen, but it wouldn't have mattered because of HP Grass. And that's Game 2. Thank you so much, Akane, for that fight. Let's go ahead and go into Game 3. Alright. Here we go. Into Game 3 we go. Alright, so Game 3, I'm leading with Glalie versus Alakazam. Here comes Houndoom. This is a testament to Dragon Dance Tyranitar. Overheat, I don't want any of anything this Houndoom has going on. It affects my team very strongly, especially if it has HP Grass. So once again, I'm going to roar to get a little team information just to see kind of what he is working with in the back. In comes Pert on the oncoming Heracross. Doubt he'll stay in to catch a Hidden Power Grass, so I just decided to go back out into Tyranitar. I think I have this ultimate fear that all of these physical attackers are massively just choice banners. Also, this must be Evice's Tyranitar from Pokemon Coliseum, because he opens up with a Blizzard. A Hydro Pump, a solid max special attack Hydro Pump, does a nice chunk to Pert, as now Pert faces Glalie. Now, I just want to get up one layer of spikes. I do take 65% here. I feel like I should have tried to gauge the damage with Ice Beam, just to see kind of what it was, maybe rather than Spike. I don't really feel like I needed the Spike. I'm going to go ahead and knock this thing out with a Hidden Power Grass. And now this Tyranitar comes in. Now, the fact that he went for Blizzard first, I feel very comfortable with Hidden Power Grass as he goes for Earthquake next. Now, I know it won't be a roll. Hidden Power Grass will nearly take him out, but I get frozen. Did that change in Generation 3 where fire types could actually get frozen? Because I don't think that was a thing since Generation 3. But now he's got the coverage as well as Surf. I feel like we're playing Pokemon Stadium with this guy's coverage. It's wild. Alright, so in comes my Gengar. Knock him out with a Hidden Power Grass Hole critical hit. Definitely mattered. As Alakazam comes in, Tyranitar is so free here. And I'm just going to actually go in like super fast motion. Skip a Psychic, Heracross, set up a Dragon Dance, knock this out, Thunder Punch does nothing, knock this out, and knock this out. And that's going to be Game 3. Alright, Game 4 versus Dark Energy. I just want to say that Camerupt is a very underrated threat. I just want to say that. So now I'm going to go out into Pert against Tyranitar. This man is running Thunder Wave. That's wild. I have never ever seen Thunder Wave Tyranitar. I catch the Skarmory with a Focus Punch, which is really cool. I wanted to catch it on the Switch, even though I know Hydro Pump probably does more damage. Glalie is also something I just randomly throw into Skarmory because I love taunting its setups like Spikes and Roar. And now I make a double back out into Glalie as he reveals this threat. Do not sleep on this Pokemon. This Pokemon is insane. I know the critical hit didn't matter, but 25% is just not it. I think this is a specially invested camera in special defense and defense. This thing is super solid. And I'm noticing every Zapdos has Hidden Power Grass. Like, it's like a new thing. I know Hidden Power Ice used to be the norm, but as Jim said in his newest video, Generation 3 has evolved so much since it started, and so has the other tiers, thanks to amazing people in the Generation 2 community like Dawn, and just some really cool people. I think there's a new guy on the Generation 3 block, too. I don't know if you know of him, Jim. I think his name is Arctic. He's really, really cool. Anyways, Gengar plus none of my team. Look at this Ice Punch. It does nothing. So, I'm led to believe... I wonder how well Camerupt would work. Camerupt might be an interesting change for Glalie. I know it would give you 2 ground types, but it would give you, and 2 fire types, but it would give you another answer to Magneton, as it would serve as a secondary role for a different fire type. That's probably a really bad idea. The other one was probably better to come up with something for Magneton. Alright, so Zapdos into Moltres. Hidden Power Grass, he does get the crit. The crit doesn't matter. I would have to risk a Thunderbolt, which it works out well, because he actually goes out to Skarmory. I don't know what the prediction was there. Now this Tyranitar, I decided to just go ahead and burn it. Rock Slide does bring me down literally to 2%, which I just died a Sandstorm anyway. But with this thing burned, I have a perfect opportunity for Dragon Dance Tyranitar. Except not quite. Want to know why? Because guess what this man has in the back? Up hurt. And 65% for Double Edge is so wonderful. And then he subs, so he's down to like low HP, and I forcibly have to break this sub as he goes for a Focus Punch and takes me out. But that's fine, because I knock him down in the range where I can easily take him out with Pert. Except I miss a Hydro. Definitely should have gone Earthquake there. He's in Torrent range. His Hydro Pumps are super stupid strong. And you'll see that again as Jolteon comes in. Doesn't knock this thing out because of that leftovers that he got. And knocks me out. Alright guys, so the last game is up against Redix. And this is ridiculous. Alright. One of my longer videos, so I'm going to make this 20 minutes exactly, so let's rock and roll. Here we go. Salamence leads Glalie. I am super scared of Choice Band. I think I have a fear of Choice Banders. I think that's what it is. Skarmory and Gengar, I double out back to Glalie as he sets up spikes. I want to taunt these spikes and set up my own so I can keep battle momentum in my favor. This Magneton is really strange. This is a Protect Leftovers Magneton. Retro, everything has leftovers in Generation 3. I'm going to go ahead and taunt so that he can't protect. And then what I want to do is Baton Pass, because I want to get something in solidly on a good turn. Looking at everything on his team, if I can get Salamence with an oncoming Ice Beam from Glalie predicting this swap, I was so scared of Choice Banded Brick Break on the first turn that I actually didn't go for it. Also, this is your standard Blissey with Seismic Toss and such. As he goes back out into Magneton, I just decide to get up 2 layers of spikes, as he does decide to go directly for the attack as opposed to the protect. Now, I could have exploded here, but I do feel like a 3rd layer of spikes is going to be really important for wearing down Blissey. So, once again, we come in with Moltres and eliminate this thing with a Flamethrower as he goes to Claydol. I should have hard gone to Gengar right here. I don't know what I was thinking. All of my hard work, all of my stuff to kill Blissey is all gone. So, stall turns later, Will-O-Wisp on the Blissey, Gengar comes out to catch a Toxic, and he goes out into Skarm. On the first turn, I Thunderbolt his Skarm, predicting me to go directly for the Explosion. Then as he goes for a Protect, I go for Thunderbolt again, then predicting him to go back to Blissey a 3rd after this turn on another Thunderbolt, then I explode. But I bring Skarmory down really low as I go for a Focus Punch on the switch. I do catch this. He just decides on to switch out. I catch him with a Focus Punch, followed by an Ice Beam. Hit him with that on the Spike's turn, follow it up with an Ice Beam so I can take out Skarm. I'm going to go ahead and get an Earthquake off as he Toxics my Pert. I go back out into Moltres, Will-O-Wisp once again. And then we get to a turn where we Hidden Power Grass the Swampert as he brings back out the Salamence. Once again, there's a Rock Slide. Now I go for a Focus Punch. This is a key Focus Punch on the switch. Was expecting the Salamence to expect the Ice Beam and to go directly to the Blissey for Natural Cure and also to take the Ice Beam, and caught that Focus Punch on the switch. Not risking it, gonna go ahead and take him out with an Earthquake. As Salamence comes in, I know I can live absolutely any hit possible from Salamence because I am a Swampert, even offensively. Max Special Attack, I didn't even need it to take this thing out with an Ice Beam. As Claydol now faces my Hidden Power Jolteon and also my Tyranitar in the back. Take it out with a Hidden Power with a critical hit, so I don't even need Tyranitar. Thank you guys so much for watching, with an extra special thanks to Angel of the 9091. And hey, 21 Blackjack. I'll see you guys on the next video. Take care. Let me know what you think down in the comment section below between the difference of content. Take care. See you next time.